Great Pumpkin Farms just paid a dividend of $3.50 on its stock. The growth rate in dividends is expected to be a constant 5% per year indefinitely. Investors require a 14% return on the stock for the first 3 years, and a 12% return for the next 3 years, and a 10% return thereafter. What is the current share price? We can't use the constant growth model today because we don't have a constant required rate of return. We will be able to use the constant growth rate to find the value of the stock in year 6. To solve the problem finding the value today, we're going to need to go through 3 steps. First, find the value in year 6. Then use that value in year 6 to find the value of the stock in year 3. And finally, step 3 will be to use that stock price in year 3 to find the value today. So let's go ahead with step 1. Calculate the year stock price using the constant growth rate model. In year 6, the stock price will be $98.50. This is the year 7 dividend divided by R minus G. To calculate the year 7 dividend, we take today's dividend of $3.50 and multiply it by 1 plus the 5% growth rate to the 7th power. Now, if we were to buy the stock in year 3, we would receive dividends in year 4, 5, and 6, and at the end of year 6, we would have a share of stock that we just found was worth $98.50. So let's go ahead and look at all the cash flows in years 4, 5, and 6. Buying the share of stock in year 3, we would receive a dividend at time 4 of $4.25. This is the $3.50 dividend today, multiplied by 1 plus the 5% growth rate to the 4th power. The year 5 dividend would be the $3.50 today, multiplied by 1 plus the 5% growth rate to the 5th power. And the year 6 dividend would be the $3.50 today, multiplied by 1.05 to the 6th power. So these are the cash flows we would receive in years 4 through 6. We need to find the present value of those cash flows at time 3. The year 4 cash flow, we need to discount back 1 year at the 12% required rate of return. Notice 12% was our required rate of return in years 4, 5, and 6. The year 5 dividend of $4.47, we need to discount back 2 years at 12%. The year 6 dividend, we need to discount back 3 years at a 12% rate of return, as we need to do with the year 6 stock price. To find the total value of all the cash flows at time 3, or the stock price at year 3, we simply add together these 4 present values. The $3.80 plus the $3.56 plus the $3.34 plus the $70.11 gives us a total present value or stock price in year 3 of $80.81. Therefore, if we bought a share of stock today, we would receive dividends in years 1, 2, and 3, and have a share of stock that we think in year 3 should be worth $80.81. Let's go ahead and look at all of our cash flows over the period year 1, 2, and 3. In year 1, we would receive a dividend of $3.68. This is today's dividend multiplied by 1 plus the 5% growth rate. In year 2, we would receive a $3.86 a share dividend. This is the $3.50 dividend multiplied by 1 plus the 5% growth rate to the 2nd power. In year 3, we would expect to receive a $4.05 dividend and still have a share of stock that we think is worth $80.81. So that outlines the cash flows we expect to receive if we buy a share of stock today. The final step is simply to find the present value of these cash flows. The year 1 cash flow, we need to discount back at 14%, which was the required rate of return in years 1, 2, and 3, at 1 period. The year 2 cash flow will discount back 14% for 2 periods. The year 3 dividend will discount back at 14% for 3 periods, as will we do the same for the stock price in year 3 of $80.81. To find the present value today, we sum these individual present values. The $3.22 plus $2.97 plus $2.73 plus the $54.54 gives us a stock price today of $63.47.